Hey, this is Lucas McFadden.
And I'm Patty Mercer with WRHI's Palmetto Mornings.
Whether it's the prom or graduation or any other gathering with friends, we want you all to be safe no matter what you do. So thank you for watching and taking part in the prom pledge.
Our guest speaker today has a really strong message on drunk driving and the awareness that all of us and you need to have when it comes to going with friends and being mindful to think about not only yourself, but others around you and your loved ones.
Remember, if you're heading out to the prom, make that prom pledge and have fun in a safe way.
This video you'll hear from our friends at Keystone Substance Abuse, the All On Board organization, Lance Corporal Gary Miller with the South Carolina Highway Patrol, and then a special presentation from Mallory Stokes.
We want to thank all of those who have made this possible, including Mallory for sharing her story. From all of us here at OTS Media and WRHI, we hope you all have a great prom this year.
A big thank you to the community-minded businesses who make it possible for us to be here each and every year.
They include IRV Plumbing, Electric, and HVAC,
McDonald's of Dave Lau Boulevard in Indian Land,
Bio One of Charlotte,
Harbor Chase of Rock Hill,
Sweet Caroline's Barbecue,
Rock Hill Coke,
York County Natural Gas,
Palmetto Women's Center,
Nance Law,
Hagee Jewelers,
Panther Heating and Cooling,
the 529 College Fund,
the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School,
and Imperial Pool and Spas.
Hey guys, my name is Allison here, and I work for Keystone Substance Abuse Services, and I'm also a Northwestern graduate. And I just wanted to encourage you guys to have a safe and sober prom this year. Ashley talked to you about how there was no incidents reported last year. We want to continue that trend, and we also want to make sure that you get home safe that night. So even if you make some decisions that weren't wise, we want to make sure you have a plan to get with your parents or get with someone that can come get you and make sure that you get home safely. So having a word you text to let them know, hey, this is where I'm at, and planning your night out ahead of time so they know, okay, at this time they're leaving prom and they're going to this person's house, and then maybe they'll go here. Making sure your location services are on and things like that, just to make you feel good and make sure your parents know where you're at, because we want you to have the best time possible. It's a night you won't forget, and we want to make sure that you remember it for years to come.
Trooper Miller here with the South Carolina Highway Patrol. It's prom season again, and I just kind of wanted to take a minute to talk to you and encourage you and tell you congratulations on your coming of young adults and celebrating prom and what comes next. You see, if you look at prom and the definition, and actually what it means to you, prom is basically a celebration. It's a coming out or a dancing in public and a celebration of life and your accomplishments of what you've done so far. You are becoming young adults, and that's a celebration of this. Right now, for the last 10, 12 years of your life, you have been preparing for adulthood. This is what it's all about, coming to the next point of your life. But I want to talk to you for just a few minutes about your plans. A lot of you are planning, buying or ordering dresses and tuxedos, possibly ordering flowers, maybe making dinner reservations, possibly even, getting a limousine, talking about what you're going to do before and after the prom. Let's talk about the after party for just a second. Not necessarily a good thing. Please make those good decisions, because when you look at those things, they can alter your life forever. After prom, what? Graduation, college, career. Some of you may be going into the military. But if you make bad choices or bad decisions coming up, it can throw a whole lot of things in the mix that you're not planning for. Car crashes. Let's be real. South Carolina, last year, 2021, was the worst year for fatalities we've had on record since we've been keeping stats, over 1,100. So please, pay attention to what's going on. And when you really look at it, car crashes are the #1 cause of death amongst teenagers. So you're in that vulnerable category. Please, that's the #1 cause of death for people your age. So it's time for you to grow up a little bit. This is a coming of adulthood, coming of age, if you would. So, we call you our kids, and I've said this before, because we watch you grow up. We see your brothers and sisters. We know your families. We live and work in these areas. But you're not kids anymore when you get to take that 3,000 to 5,000 pound machine and drive it up the highway at 55 to 70 miles an hour. And prom's coming up, and you're looking at the potential for being distracted. And when we look at the different causes of deaths in car crashes, what we call the fatal four is always speed, possibly DUI, no seatbelt, and distraction. Girls, You got your dresses on, guys, with your tuxedos and your corsages and things. You know, it's not going to be convenient to put the seatbelt on. Make it work. Put it on anyway. You're like 65 to 70% more likely to survive a fatal crash or not be injured in a crash if you and everybody in the vehicle's buckled up. Take that few seconds to make sure everybody's buckled up. Don't drive distracted. You're going to be all dressed up. You're going to be wanting your pictures and your videos and that kind of thing. Wait for the appropriate time to do it. Don't do it while you're driving. Don't let it take away or take your focus off the road, because that increases the chance of you being in that collision. You know, DUI, there is absolutely no excuse for it. There are too many other ways that you can catch a ride. Catch an Uber, call a family member or a friend. Make sure you talk to your parents before you leave. If you find yourself in a situation where you don't have a ride home or don't have a sober ride, please make a note that they call them, let them come get you. I guarantee you, as a parent, they will get in the car and come get you. You might talk about it later, but getting you home safe is going to be their #1 priority. So please, plan for the future. Make sure that whatever you do not get in the vehicle with somebody that you suspect may be under the influence of alcohol and drugs. Let them drive off being under the wheel with you in the passenger seat. Don't get in the car with them. If you can, take the keys from them. Always call Star HP or 911, because I would rather catch them and lock them up than cover them up. Please be safe, have a good prom, follow the rules of the road. Don't drink and drive. Don't speed. Stay buckled up. Don't drive distracted. Have a good time. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Ashley Osborne, and I'm the Prevention Coordinator at Keystone Substance Abuse Services. I'm also a graduate of Rock Hill High School. I'm here to talk to you today about how to make sure that you and your friends arrive home safely from prom. You want to make sure that before you go to prom, you have a plan to get from point A to point B so that everyone gets home safe.
My name is Mallory Stokes, and I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm 20 years old. I was born with a title that not most people are born with. I'm a twin, an identical twin. Her name is Mia, and growing up, we were best of friends. We did everything together. We were always on the same sports teams, had the same group of friends. We were always together. Wherever one of us would be, the other one would be. We never really would fight over each other's positions in sports. We kind of balanced each other out. You know, that's just who we were. And she was my best friend for sure. Like, we were very similar, but we had totally different personalities. People would always have a hard time telling us apart growing up. Then it helped because I had my ears pierced, and everybody would know that. I was always the more pinks and purples, and Mia was always the blues. And she didn't have her ears pierced for a long time, but when she finally got hers pierced, we kind of threw everybody for a loop. And we would always grow up tricking people, and because we look so similar that it was just kind of fun to play around and mess with people. We decided to go to college together to play softball. It was a decision. We didn't know if we were going to play softball, but we got an offer. We went to check out the campus, and we decided to take it. Once again, going together. We didn't even know we had 2 different career paths that we wanted to take, so we didn't know if we would end up going to the same school, but we ended up taking the softball scholarship, going to a small JUCO in South Carolina, and good experience the first few months. And then on February 7th of 2020, we were in a car wreck that was caused by a drunk driver. Mia did not make it, and we were with 2 other teammates, and another one of our teammates didn't make it either. We were 18, and it was 2 weeks before our 19th birthday. I thought we would have our whole life together. Like I said before, we never did anything apart, and learning how to live without Mia is so hard. Something I never thought I would have to do. But we were hit head on by a drunk driver. we had gone to watch a friend of ours play that we had met in Australia, playing softball, and she played at a school in Pittsburgh, and she was coming to South Carolina, which to play at a school that was about 30 minutes from us. So we went and watched her play. We went to eat afterwards, and then we went to Academy Sports in Spartanburg so we could get some undershirts for our games the next day because it was supposed to be really cold. And the last thing I remember is walking out of Academy. And about 7 or 8 minutes later, my sister was with Jesus. And I didn't know it yet, but I struggle because I don't remember our last words. I don't remember anything in that car ride. I don't remember anything from the wreck. But we were hit by a drunk driver, and Mia was crushed in the car, and we've been told she died instantly. And then our friend Grace was ejected. We've been told probably beside Mia's side window. But like I said, I don't remember anything from that night. I remember a fireman sitting with me on the side of the road. I broke my arm in 2 places, and I remember the fireman sitting with me on the side of the road. He was holding my arm because it was in so much pain. And the only thing I remember from our whole conversation is him telling me that he was a twin. And I think that was a God thing because he was with me on the hardest night when my parents couldn't be. I remember sitting on the side of the road screaming for Mia because I knew she was there somewhere. I knew she was in the car with me and I couldn't find her. And then the next thing I remember is laying in the hospital in an emergency room, and the doctor came in and told me that Mia didn't make it, and I was left alone for 2 hours, and I couldn't do anything but scream and cry. I was just ready for my parents to get there because I didn't know what to do being told that news, but yeah. Before the wreck in January, we were part of a Bible study at our small school, and we were asked what our God goals were. And Mia's was to tell others about Jesus. And we would have never thought just a short month later she would be taken from us. And after the wreck, we started finding like her Bibles and notebooks, and we would find all her notes from church and youth camps and whenever she would take notes. And I had gotten a shirt from someone who it was selling them for a fundraiser, and it just said "Make Heaven Crowded." And I was wearing it one day, and I told my mom, I was like, "Mom, we could easily get some shirts made with Mia's handwriting on them." She wanted to tell others about Jesus, and she's not here, but I can still help her reach that God goal. And so we went and met with some people, and I was able to do shirts with her handwriting on them, and there's been over 3,000 sold, and there's one in all 50 states, 3 countries, and I didn't expect it to take off the way it did, but I'm thankful for it, and it just goes to show like how loved Mia was and how many people still care about her and miss her. And since then I've founded a foundation for her. It's called Mia Stokes Foundation, and my whole goal with it is to not get her forgotten. I don't ever want her to be forgotten, and our mission for it is that we want Mia's life was lived giving back to others, so we want to give back to others in need and others affected by drunk driving, because nobody's prepared to lose someone so tragically like we did with a drunk driver. And we were blessed with a strong community and support system that would help us get through it. And that's what I want to do with the foundation. I want to be able to give back to families affected by drunk driving just like we were, and give back to other families in need and organizations that meant a lot to Mia. And I've been able to do that, and it it gives me joy in my deepest, darkest valley, because just being able to help others, and just like Mia would do, it just makes me feel good that we have the chance to do that just like she would. I would want to encourage everybody to love Jesus like Mia did. That's really our only hope in all of this, is because we know where she is and we know she's with Jesus. And I have to say my faith has definitely been shaken during all this. I don't doubt God at all, but I have had a hard time because He allowed it to happen, and she was just 18, so she had her whole life to live, and I have struggled with that since, and I know I'll eventually get over it, but it definitely has been hard for me because she was so young and she had so much life left to give. And I also want to encourage everybody to never drink and drive. It's okay if you have a drink, but make a plan. Just have someone ride home with somebody or call somebody, because it's really not worth it. Mia should still be here. This was so preventable, but it sadly happens all the time. And I just want people to make a plan. It's just simple. I don't want others to be the cause of a family's pain and heartache, just like we're dealing with now.
Hello, York County students. My name is Ashley Watts, and I'm the Executive Director of York County All On Board Coalition. We are so excited that you get to go to prom this year. We want to encourage you to make sure that your prom plans are safe and sober. Our alcohol enforcement team went out last year for prom, and I want to just congratulate you juniors and seniors who went to the prom last year, because we didn't have any alcohol-related collisions or citations last year, which is great news. Everyone got home safe and sober after prom. We want to encourage you to do that again this year, to make sure that all of you who are graduating make it safely to graduation by having a safe prom, and just make sure that you juniors are giving a good example for seniors for next year. So thank you guys, and I hope you have a safe and fun prom night.
A big thank you to our community-minded businesses who made it possible for us to be here each and every year.
Winthrop University,
Southern Salads,
Schiller Hamilton Law Firm,
Badcock Furniture,
Qual First Mortgage,
Ideal Imports West,
Noble Ingalls CPA,
Good Pharmacy,
YMCA of Upper Palmetto,
B&B Distributors,
Jonathan Brown Electric,
Air Tech Heating and Air,
and Stonehaven Remodeling.